MarketStrategy.com.
Hi, this is Chris looking at the upcoming Tuesday, October 21st session, and I have the economic calendar in front of you as usual. First thing I would say is there's only a couple of things that I'm paying attention to during the session. Existing home sales coming out at 5.10 million for the month of September out of the United States, I believe moves the stock markets during this session, S&P 500, NASDAQ, and of course the Dow Jones. And after that, I really don't see a lot, with perhaps the exception of the CPI quarter over quarter, anticipated to come out at 0.4% out of Australia, which of course can move the Aussie dollar. Speaking of that Aussie dollar, you can see that we have been grinding sideways for some time between 89.89 that is, and 0.8650. I think that any knee-jerk reaction will probably be faded, so if we go higher, people will probably come in and buy puts. If we go lower, people will probably buy calls, unless of course we have an absolute disaster of a number, and that could be the reason to go lower. I will say this though, I am much more interested in buying puts on some type of surprise reaction to the upside that struggles at the 0.89 level, simply because the longer term trend is most obviously to the downside. Looking at the euro dollar, you can see that we went a little bit higher during the session. We are testing the 1.28 level in mid-afternoon U.S. trading, but really at the end of the day, there is a massive barrier between 128 and 130. So at this point in time, I am waiting for some type of resistive candle in order to start buying puts again. If we get above 130, it would be call buying time. That will more than likely not happen during the session today, and that would have me rethinking the entire trend. But at this point in time, I think this is an excellent area to perhaps pick up more downward pressure. Looking at the S&P 500, you can see we continue to try to get above the 1900 level. We are struggling, but if we get a close above there on the daily chart, that is a call buying opportunity, and the market more than likely goes to about 1980, maybe even 2000. I do think this happens sooner or later. It's really only a matter of time, so I'm also looking at potential pullbacks as short-term call buying opportunities too, as I see plenty of support below. And finally, over in the silver markets, I still see plenty of bearish pressure at 1750. The weekly chart formed a shooting star, and I do believe that we begin to drift a little lower. I think short-term put buying opportunities abound. So every time this market rallies on a short-term chart, and I do mean short-term, 30 minutes, even 1 hourly charts, that kind of thing, I am willing to buy ultra short-term charts, ultra short-term options as well to the put side, as I think we eventually go back down to 17 and probably break out to a fresh new low. And with that, I have taken a look at the Tuesday, October 21st trading session.